What is the best diet for me? Discover the diet that has your name on it. What diet is the best diet for me? We've all heard about the diets: the Zone diet, the vegan diet, the South Beach diet, the Atkins diet, the CSIRO diet, the paleo diet. In that regard, there'll be never-ending list of new diets to hit the market. The one and only you. You are unique. There is only one you. So why do we spend a lifetime trying approaches that worked for a friend, relative, or colleague? Are they the same as you? The answer is no, yet people happily go from one diet to another in the hope that it is the right one for them. But it's all a game of pot luck. It might work and it might not. When it comes to diets, why do some people achieve success yet others don't? The reason why a certain person has had success with a certain diet or approach is because it was the right one for them. After numerous attempts, they finally chanced upon the one that was right for their metabolism. As simple as that sounds, it's true. It could have been the first attempt, the 5th attempt, or the 100th attempt. It was just the right one for that person, so it worked. That's why everyone has an opinion about what to eat. It worked for them. We're all unique, so there are a lot of diets. There are ones that will work and a lot of diets that won't. The success lays in the right diet for the right person. Why do we think that everybody should be eating the same foods? Now, you wouldn't feed a panda bear the diet of a polar bear, would you? One eats bamboo, the other eats meat. So what would happen if you dumped a whole heap of meat in the rainforest and a whole heap of bamboo on the polar ice? Each bear wouldn't touch the food. It was wrong for their type. Yet they are all bears. Humans are the exact same, different foods for different ancestral heritages or DNA. You are correct in thinking that even though we're all humans, there might be a need for different diets for different people. Well, this not only makes a lot of common sense, but science has proven it to be true. In fact, we proved it all the way back in 1929 through the research of Dr. Weston A. Price. What's happened behind the scenes? Science has shown clear evidence this shift from what our ancestors used to eat, whatever your ancestors may be, to a single, one-size-fits-all diet is the reason why we are all fat, sick and tired. In majority of cases, and really only in the last 100 years since the advent of modern travel, have people been able to eat outside their native diet, outside of their thousands of years of inherited metabolic requirements. Food is now everywhere, available in and out of season, from the other side of the world, is processed, etc. Your food has shifted in just 100 years a great deal from what it once was. Eating different nutrients outside of your native ancestral diet is proving to be dangerous to your health. But eating that same diet that your body needs in order to function properly has been proven by science to be essential at underpinning your health. Here's a great chart that shows what happens when you eat outside your metabolic type. If we start at the top of the chart, you'll see the responses that your body has to too many carbohydrates. On the right, we see the short-term responses: headache, anxiety, don't feel satisfied, get hungry again quickly, you may crave fat and protein, you may have a jumpy mind, you're feeling tired but wired, jittery, nervous energy, energy highs and lows. If you continue to eat too many carbohydrates for your metabolism, the long-term responses you can see on the left in red. These include exaggerated stress response, depression, pimples, constipation, toxicity, insulin resistance, headache, neck shoulder pain, low back pain, poor sleep, autonomic dysregulation, adrenal stress, and immune suppression. If we go to the bottom of the slide and we swap that around and we eat too much protein or fat for our metabolism or our unique metabolism, you can again see the short-term responses on the right. Eating too many fats and proteins for your metabolism will result in lethargy, a sleepy, dull or depressed mood. You may be mentally sluggish or slow. Your gut may feel heavy. You feel full but possibly still hungry. You may crave sweets and you may crave coffee or tea. Again, if we eat for a long enough length of time too many fats and proteins in our diet, on the left in green you can see the long-term responses that your body will have. Again, these include autonomic dysfunction, depression, obesity, toxicity, low energy, poor response to exercise, rapid aging, hormonal dysregulation, abnormal blood pressure, adrenal fatigue, neck shoulder pain, headache, low back pain, ill health. So this chart clearly shows the importance of eating the right amount of carbohydrates, proteins and fats for your unique metabolism. When you get it wrong, your health will suffer. If we take that concept further, you can see through this chart, starting at the bottom, that if we have the wrong food choices, the wrong macronutrient proportions of proteins, fats and carbohydrates that we showed on the previous slide, and the wrong micronutrient balances, then these will affect the 11 fundamental homeostatic control mechanisms, your internal control mechanisms in your body. Given enough time, they will result in autonomic imbalance, carbo-oxidative imbalance, lipo-oxidative imbalance, and various other imbalances you can see there on the chart. Given enough time eating that way, you will end up with metabolic dysfunction, and then suffer from protein metabolism inefficiency, fat metabolism inefficiency, carbohydrate metabolism inefficiency, and all other metabolic inefficiencies. Given the time, you will end up with subclinical health complaints. You may be suffering from fatigue, headache, indigestion, hypoglycemia, constipation, aches and pains. You may often get sick or suffer from low energy. If you continue to eat outside your metabolic requirements, you'll see at the top of the chart that you'll end up with chronic degenerative conditions. You may suffer from things like cancer, arthritis, diabetes, colitis, immune problems, osteoporosis, heart disease, or asthma. So you can clearly see the cascading series of events that happens when you eat wrong for your metabolic type. This is the path to poor health. To reverse that path, you just reverse the chart and eat according to your metabolic type. Our individual ancestral differences. Just like the panda bear needed X and the polar bear needed Y to be healthy, so do humans have that same diversity. From the Eskimo on lots of fats and proteins to the Scandinavians who largely had dairy and cheese, to the Quechua Indians eating a predominance of fruit and vegetables. The point was each diet was different, yet they were all human, and they were all supremely healthy on those native foods. No disease present, unlike today. People blame society's declining health on genes, yet your DNA has not changed in this time. After all, we're only talking the last 100 years of decline, while DNA takes thousands of years to change even 1/10 of 1%. What I am saying is it is not your genes. Don't eat according to your DNA and you will suffer the consequences. So from this evidence, it is clear that we are not designed to eat outside of our metabolic requirements. When we do, our health will suffer in every case. Compound that with a current one-size-fits-all food supply, processed to the hilt, and you can clearly see what's leading to our demise. The good news is that armed with a few simple truths, you can leave all of that chaos behind, and with relative ease. You can indeed live in the modern world, eating the same nutrients from your metabolically appropriate ancestral diet, reduce your toxin exposure, and bring balance to your body. And with balance will come perfect health. What to do now? It's clearly time for a change, time to find out what is right for the one and only you. What does your DNA need? Luckily, the technology is now available to find out. Your answer is to discover your metabolic type. It's the diet that has your name on it. I thought I'd include 2 testimonials here from people who had started eating according to their metabolic type and went through our health building program. The first one you'll see is from a client called Cherie Dawson. This goes way beyond just a diet. I had no idea about all the bad stuff I was doing to my health. No wonder I felt and looked the way I did. My approach to health has changed forever. I reckon I did find out the truth. I will never look at another diet product or latest gimmick ever again. The bottom testimonial is from partners Jeff and Cassandra Hewitt. This one was written by Cassandra. My husband and I have been eating the same for years. It wasn't until we both got metabolically typed that we realized how different we both were. I was a little keener than Jeff and jumped into the program straight away. I could feel the difference within just a few meals. Jeff noticed how much better I looked and I could feel the change in my own health. My sleep was better, my skin, which had always troubled me, was much better, and I had way more energy than I used to. Seeing all this, Jeff finally jumped on board with his program, and he too could feel the difference. I was probably the one who saw the most change in him. All of a sudden he was back into his hobbies. He wouldn't admit that it was the program, but nice to see him busy and not so moody all the time. I will say I will never be without metabolic typing and the steps we covered in our program. It has certainly helped us.